Hi, this is Satiris Basakaropoulos, and I just want to talk to you about outsourcing versus DIY, okay, versus do-it-yourself. When you're running a business or running services and so on and so forth, basically outsourcing versus doing things yourself is a question that will come up, will come up along the way, and a lot of business owners will come across this, and there'll be good things obviously, and there'll be bad points about everything, right? But when it comes to outsourcing versus DIY, I mean, the first thing you want to see, firstly, is your business, profitable? Are you getting enough clients? Are you generating enough traffic and enough income to be able to pay for outsourcing? Okay, are you going to be able to afford to pay outsourcers? And the other thing that's very important is that if you scale up your business and you get more outsourcers in, are you going to increase your profit by bringing more of those outsourcers in? A long time ago, what I did, I started off basically doing a lot of the stuff, doing basically everything myself, okay? And then after a few years I started to get outsourcers, but I actually got to the stage where I had too many outsourcers and it was starting to use up my own money. It was starting to use up my own money. The other thing about having outsourcers is, as well as that, the outsourcers are not always going to do, I'm saying not always because it's not always the case, but in many circumstances the outsourcers aren't going to think like you're thinking. They're not going to write stuff maybe the way you're thinking. They're not going to make videos the way you're thinking. They're not going to do everything the way you're thinking. So it depends on the business as well. If you get an outsourcer who's great on a certain subject and you get them to do videos on the subject, that could be great. But if you're promoting your own brand and you get outsourcers to write your articles and they're not writing in your words, then it just doesn't look right, it doesn't seem right, and it's sort of inconsistent, right? So you need to think about those things, because I did that for a while and I was finding there was some stuff that I just wouldn't do. I mean, there was articles and the opinion was completely opposite of what mine was, and I had to go back to the article writer and say, look, this is my opinion, this is like completely the opposite, could you redo that? And at the end of the day, people can't always be mind readers, so you do have to tell them, but at the same time you're never going to get the same mindset unless you're very, very lucky. Of course, you're not very often you're going to get exactly the same mindset from your article writer as you're going to get from yourself, right? So it's very important to take that stuff into account as well. The other thing is, obviously you can go and you can hire 10 people to do 10 times the amount of work, and that's great. But if your income isn't going to multiply by like 20 times, then you're going to end up giving all your profits away and you're going to have nothing left. You're going to have nothing left, and if something goes wrong in your business, if your websites go down, or your video hosting goes down, or something happens and your income stops coming in, you're still going to have to pay those 20 salaries at the end of the month that you've hired. Okay, so that can be important too. Now obviously you don't have to employ people long term. You could just employ them per job, you could employ them per per article, per whatever it is, and you could do it that way as well to sort of cover yourself, which is probably better. I mean, I generally tend to do my stuff that way, but in the next video I'm going to be talking more about outsourcing and some other stuff about that. So I hope you find that interesting. It's definitely something to think about. You need to think about, before you outsource, you need to think carefully about what they're going to be doing for you. If it's something that you're no good at, that they're good at, that's brilliant. If they're going to be brilliant at doing your graphics and you're hopeless at it, then it's perfect. If they're going to be doing your Facebook page, making lovely graphics and stuff like that and posting great content, and that's fantastic. But if You know, if they're going to be doing your blog post and they don't think like you, then they're not going to write like you. Okay, so you don't want to go to you know, a Robert Kiyosaki blog and hear someone blogging like an employee. You know, basically teaching the mindset of an employee on a self-employed person's or entrepreneur business owner's blog, right? You don't want to hear that, and it just wouldn't work, right? So it's very important to think about those things as well when you're getting stuff done. You know, if you're a specialist in something, if you're really, really good at something, you know, somebody who you pay, you know, $5 or $10 an hour, you know, from the Philippines or from another country, aren't going to be able to put the stuff across the way you put it across. Now there's other ways you can do that. You can make a video and then you can get them to just transcribe it and stuff like that. You can do that too. That's another way. But you know, you just need to think about all that stuff before you start outsourcing. You know, think about it too. Okay, so hope you find this useful. If you're not subscribed to my channel, click the subscribe button. Should be above or below somewhere. And I would appreciate if you would, you know, post your comments, any questions you have in below the video. And also if you click the like button, that would be great as well. If you want to find out more about me, what I do, there'll be a link below this video to my website or to my business, and you'll be able to find out more about that there. So thanks very much. I'll talk to you in the next video.